Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and most of you know me as a bit of a fish nerd, a fish geek, or a crazy fish lady. But what you may not know is that I'm also a crazy cat lady. In the sense that I really love my cats. I call Pepper, my little tabby, my editor, and Mabel Grace is the light of my life. So I really, really love my cats. And another thing about me is that I used to be a veterinary technician. So responsible pet ownership has always been of critical importance to me, and that goes for my fish as well as my feline friends. So our cats are always trying to sneak outside. They're always in the windowsills, and they just desperately want to be out. So we thought we would build them a catio. So I wanted to show you the start of the Crazy Cat Project, the catio behind me, and just share with you guys that little adventure. I hope you enjoy it. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw me post a teaser picture about this as well as the catio. Pepper and Mabel were very interested in what we were doing, and in fact, this is where they spend most of their time when the windows are open. So up first, we just chose the placement. Now, this is where I used to have tubs many years ago, and you can see in the background there that bin that I removed this week in order to repurpose the drip trays for the greenhouse. Initially, we thought we were going to build across the entire front of the house for the cats, but the 6x6s that were in place there proved impossible to remove, at least in a timely fashion. So we decided to just do the closest window to the deck as it was perfectly level. There were lots and lots of cuts. We upcycled a bunch of materials, but we also ran to Lowe's, not sponsored, and just picked up 2x4s in order to make this construction. Now, because our house has synthetic stucco, we can't actually anchor anything to it, which is why the 6x6 timbers at the base of the catio was so important for stability. We simply screwed the living daylights out of them into those 6x6s so that they were level, built a back frame, built a front frame, and then used a lot of cross pieces in order to make it stable. We didn't have any actual plans for this. Chris did do a drawing that we talked about, but we definitely have wanted to do this for a really long time. I think it's super important to not let your cats outside. I really particularly enjoy watching the birds and all the other fauna in the area, and cats are a major disruptor to native fauna. So it's important to me to keep them inside so that they don't harass the nature, but also just to keep them safe. I don't want them to get hit by a car, picked up by a predator, catch any sort of illness. So it's of critical importance to me that I can keep my cats happy and safe, as well as preserve the nature. This was a bit of a learning curve. We made a few mistakes along the way, had to screw some things in, unscrew some things. But really, this took us about 1 day to build, and with upcycling some materials, I think less than $200. The biggest expense was really the hardware and the mesh that we used to enclose it. Most of the wood we were able to reuse from previous projects, and as I've mentioned in other videos, it's really important to me to reuse a lot of materials, which is where things like my bog gardens and stuff like that come from. It was also a beautiful weekend, and I had a lot of fun just working with my husband on this. He did most of the cutting, I did most of the actual putting things together, and then we worked together as needed. It was really a fun time, and I think it's a great idea or a great solution for providing cats some outdoor enrichment while preserving their safety. Now, I will likely need to use flea control as well as heartworm preventative, since they'll now be able to be outside. Whereas in the past, as indoor-only cats, I haven't had to worry about that. So that is something to consider. We also, wanted to make sure that bugs couldn't get into our house. So instead of just cutting a hole or taking out our screen, we decided to install a screen cat door, which was only about $15 on Amazon, and I'll show you that once it's installed at the end of this video. I apologize for the voiceover, but we were rocking out to music the whole day, as you can see, and, I didn't actually tell my husband I was filming this, so make sure you guys are kind in the comments section. Mabel, what do you think? Clearly the cats are very excited. We started this project probably around 10 a.m. and we're done by about 6. It probably went a bit slower than it should have, simply because we didn't know what we were doing. Now, this is the bin. This used to hold my 70-gallon stock tubs, and then it held those drip trays, which I grew lettuce and kale in. And basically for the past 2 years, it's just sort of sat there doing nothing. But there was absolutely nothing wrong with this pressure-treated lumber. And in fact, these wider panels worked out beautifully for making all the perches that we decided to put inside the catio for the cats to climb around on. Now, we weren't exactly sure where to put them or how far apart to put them, if they would use it, if they would be able to jump from perch to perch. But immediately upon entering it, they figured it out extremely quickly. And again, this is just pressure-treated lumber. Then we went to Lowe's and picked up some of this garden wire, so that it was, you know, obviously so the cats couldn't fit out through it and nothing can fit into it, to keep them secure. And it was a pretty inexpensive solution. I think it was about, ended up, well, we only used maybe a third of the roll, so it probably cost us about $20 in materials for that. And it, you know, I think once we have it painted, it will look way better. Now we still have to finish the roof and paint it, and I have carpeting coming in to put on their perches. But my husband made this door, and as you can see, Pepper is already happily using it, and Mabel is struggling to figure out how the cat door works. We installed a screen cat door so that they can come in and out, and so that the bugs stay out. But Mabel, poor feeble Mabel, is having a bit of an issue figuring it out. I'm sure it's only a matter of time. It's only been installed for a day. So stay tuned as I continue to finish the catio. And I hope some of you have enjoyed this. I know it's quite a departure from my normal videos, but make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the future fish videos, as well as updates on projects like this. Mabel Grace. Hi, Mabel. Do you want to go out in your catio? Come here. Come here, look, see? You go out that way. She just needs a little help. I also just have to take a second to show you my magnificent hiding tree. This is a weeping cherry that literally has as much cleared space underneath as most people's decks. And in the summer when the leaves come in on this, it is fully enclosed and is like a little private oasis in there. But this particular tree is one of the main reasons we brought our house, and it's especially beautiful this time of year with all the blossoms. And they only last a few days, so I wanted to show you guys.